Hi, my name's John. I'm the youth pastor at All Nations, and this is my thought for the week. The last few weeks we've been looking at spring cleaning our lives, spring cleaning ourselves, and today it's my privilege to talk about spring cleaning our mind. And for me, this is one of the most important areas that we have to spring clean. When we look at Christ, we look at him being the head of the church, and the head is where the mind is. And that just shows the importance that Jesus places on the mind. But also in Luke chapter 10, verse 27, it talks about we have to love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our strength, and with all our mind. And recently, these past few years, there's been an amazing thing happening with mental health, where the awareness of it has been raised. That we don't see mental health as weakness anymore, but we see it as people struggling. Some of the strongest people I know have been struggling with mental health issues for the past few years. And even though when I was younger, when I was in secondary school, I used to think if someone had something like depression, that they were weak, until someone I was very close to went through that. And I realised that it wasn't a weak person, because they were one of the strongest people I knew. But at that time, they were struggling. And at that time, they needed to take a step back from what they were doing and completely refresh. There's a lot of things that I don't know about mental health. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a doctor in that. But what I do know is that if we place everything on God, that will help. In Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Mental health isn't something that if we have a mental health problem, it's not that we are weak. It's the same as if we break a bone. We will have to have time to rest and bring that bone back to health. It's just something that we can't always see with our eyes. And I just want you to know that if you are struggling with this, if you are struggling with mental health issues or maybe just bad thoughts, don't feel like you're weak. Don't feel like you can't talk to someone about it. There's plenty of people around that you can talk to and just share, because sometimes sharing is one of the most important things in moving forward with your mental health. So if today you may be struggling with something to do with mental health, or maybe even you've just had a few bad thoughts creep into your mind, what I want to challenge you to do is just give it all to God. Take a step back, because when we are weary, when we are broken, Christ will give us rest. And that's my thought for the week, and a challenge to you. When bad thoughts creep into your mind, maybe you need to take a step back, rest. Just give it all to God and see what happens. And that's been my thought for the week.